Jah, pärast pikki ja vaevarikkaid läbirääkimisi lahkus 31. augustil 1994 Eestist viimane Vene sõdur. Juba ammu enne seda, 1993. aasta mais, oli Eesti esimese Balti riigina saanud Euroopa Nõukogu liikmeks. Veidi hiljem liitus Eesti vabakaubandusleppega. Seda tehti ilma üleminekuperioodita, et kiiremini Euroopa Liitu jõuda. NATO uksele koputamise tulemuseks oli ühinemine programmiga Partnerlus rahu nimel, mis viis Eesti lõpuks NATOsse. Aastail 1992–1994 ei pöördunud Eesti läände mitte ainult sõnades, vaid ka tegudes. Just siis sai Eestist nii majanduslikus kui ka poliitilises mõttes euroopalik riik. Eesti üheks kõige tõsisemaks toetajaks selles pöördes oli Rootsi peaminister Bildt, kes võttis endale vabatahtlikult kohustuse kaitsta Eesti huve nii idas kui ka läänes. Rootsist sai 20 aastat tagasi Eesti eestkõneleja nii Moskvas kui ka Brüsselis ja Strasbourgis. Bildt käis Tallinnas Eestile isiklikult toetust avaldamas kohe pärast esimese valitsuse ametisse astumist, aga ka välispoliitiliselt kõige kriitilisemal hetkel Narva kriisi ajal 1993. aasta suvel. Kahjuks ei lase tihe töögraafik minister Bildti täna koos meiega olla, kuid ta on edastanud oma videotervituse.
I'm sorry that I can't be with you in Tallinn today due to other engagement. But be certain, Mart, that I'm there with you in spirit to commemorate and remember days that were somewhat more difficult but also truly important. It was the election in September of 1992 that really was the election that paved the way for the first truly democratic government of Estonia and for the very radical reform program that you were courageous enough to carry through, and that laid the ground for the success that Estonia has become in the Baltic countries, in the Nordic world, and in Europe as a whole. I think it was on October the 21st of that year that your government was sworn in. And I saw in my papers a small detail that the swearing-in ceremony, Lennart Meri was the newly elected president, was somewhat delayed because it had to await the arrival of the flight from Stockholm. One of the, I think, two members of the government that were also Swedish citizens was coming directly from Stockholm. That was perhaps one of the symbols of the very close cooperation that we had during those difficult times. The economy was in free fall, and it took, I think, a year or something like that before you managed to turn that around and put Estonia on the path to success that we've seen since. But we also had a situation, of course, where we didn't know where power in Russia, in Moscow, really were. And that was, of course, the predominant issue that led to very close cooperation between the two of us, between Estonia and Sweden, other Western countries, as well as with the democratic reform forces that were also there in Moscow at the time. We went through the Narva crisis of 1993, perhaps the most serious security crisis that we've had in this part of the world for a very long time, and which could have gone very wrong with profound consequences, and is today nearly forgotten. And that is a sign of the success that we had and you had with your outreach to the people of Narva, Russian-speaking, to convince them that their future really lay in an independent, free, democratic and prosperous Estonia. And then the year after that paved the way after, I remember our joint visit to the Paldiski facility after special permission given by Moscow to go inside that facility for the first time. But the agreement that was concluded in the summer of 1994 on the complete withdrawal of the remaining Russian ex-Soviet forces from the territory of Estonia. So it was a period of success, of friendship. It ended, of course, that particular period with the common tragedy that we had with the Estonia ferry. More than 800 people lost their lives. But it was a period which really paved the way for what Estonia has become since, and for the very close cooperation and friendship that we've had between us as persons, but also between our two nations. So sorry not to be there today, but I'm quite certain that you're having a great conference. Thanks.